really made. God on my side, I'm never afraid. Walking in purpose and living my destiny. I gotta tell my story. I wanna help somebody be free.
Greetings and welcome. I'm Dr. Sharon McDaniel, InStylePhD, Fashion to Lead. I'm so grateful that you're here today. If you're new, thank you for joining me. And if you're an OG, welcome back. It's so great to be with you today on our Midweek Wednesdays. And as you all learned from last week, this is an opportunity for us to talk about leadership, or it might be a fit, or it might be a haul, mini haul. But today we're going to talk about leadership. And as you all know, we talk about fashion, beauty, and leadership on this station. And so as I think about leadership, we talked about last week about this notion. Saad had asked me, why do people lead? And I gave you that information then, that people should not be leading because they want to boss people around. But as you all know, I have my PhD in organizational leadership, and I run a large nonprofit in various communities across the country. And so what I thought I would do today is just really talk to you about the components of running a nonprofit organization, and that's an organization of purpose. And so what I will do, I'm going to refer to my notes. Now, I'm a scholar, but this is not a scholarly conversation. This is really about practice. It is what I do every day. And do I have some research to back up what I'm saying? Absolutely. But I just want to have a real conversation with you. And that's why we're going to keep it real here. So I'm going to look at my notes to make sure that I give you those things that I believe are critical to running a nonprofit organization. Components of leading a nonprofit organization. First, we have to have vision. Why are we doing what we're doing? There has to be a compelling reason for us to do what we're doing. When I wanted to start the organization, A Second Chance, it was because I knew that young people deserve to be with their families, just like I was placed with my family when my mom died. My father made a decision that he could not raise his 3 children and sought his family out to be able to support us. And I write about that in my book, On My Way Home. And so this is a book that I talk about my life. I talk about building my organization, and then the public policies that undergird the work that I do in the kinship space. So this book is available on Amazon. It's not a plug for you, but if you're interested, it certainly is there. So when we talk about then, it's vision. The next is our goals. What are the goals that we're trying to achieve? And so for me, I wanted to make sure that every child in this country who had to have removal because of a particular need going on in their family, that they would be able to be placed with relatives. And so that was one of the primary goals of the organization. And everything that I do then is centered around these core goals. Alignment. Alignment means alignment with self goals, my moral imperatives, as well as the alignment of the organization. So again, going back to vision, establishing goals, and alignment. Am I aligned in all ways? And if not, then what do I need to do to become aligned? Or is that the right organization for me? Again, this is all undergirded in purpose. When we think about purpose and vision, those two kind of go together. I am envisioning something, and it is really in my purpose. So when I think about that innate quality, it's something that's coming out of purpose. Then I have to look at, how do I build a community? And I'm talking about a community of knowledge workers who's working in the organization, as well as building capacity outside. If I'm saying to people that this is a necessary strategy or service, do I have the people who also believe in that inside and outside of the organization? So I need to build capacity, not only with the knowledge workers inside of the organization, but as well as the larger community, knowing that this service is necessary. Then I have to be able to extend my work to talk about, once I'm doing the work, once I've established the goals, once there's alignment, once there's building capacity, am I making impact? How do I know that I'm making impact? And that's evaluation. I must evaluate the work that I'm doing on a daily basis. And there's also what I require of my team is to give me a monthly report to go toward the goals. How are we achieving the goals? Incrementally, how are we getting there? And so that's the evaluative process. And then we also have to do reevaluation. Sometimes we have to pivot. So we have to then develop new strategies. And that's where we have strategic plans and all those other things that we'll get into in later episodes. But again, it's all about reevaluation if we have to make some adjustments in our alignment or in our goals, quite frankly. So again, the components of leadership, leading an organization of promise like a nonprofit organization that I run: vision, goals, alignment, purpose, building capacity in terms of internal and external capacity, evaluation and reevaluation. So that was very quick. And again, this is Midweek Minis. So it's just to give you a tidbit of what I think in terms of leadership. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification so that you can get anything that I upload. I upload all the time. So whether it's fashion, whether it's leadership, or whether it's a styling video. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. So you're probably wondering what I'm wearing today. And I'm wearing a millions, billions, trillions shirts. Here, you'll see it in the cutaway, in honor of my nephew, Travis Malloy. And I want you all to know that Travis has the #1 gospel song in the country that he co-wrote with my other son, Trini Massey. Travis and Trini are young men that I mentored throughout their lives, and I'm so proud of both of them. And so I wanted to wear this to honor Travis, because the theme song that you hear every opening, he wrote it for me. And thank you, Travis, for that. But I also want to talk about the fact that he did not give up. He did not give up. His tenacity, his perseverance is what got him to the #1 gospel song in the country. And so I honor you today, Travis, but I honor your leadership. And that's why we're talking about leadership today.
Wow, Sharon. Thanks for sharing your fashion and leadership midweek mini with us. And thank you all for watching this leadership special with Sharon. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment below, share it with a friend, and of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And please remember to visit Sharon's website at www.fashionfusionbyinstylephd.com. We'll see you next time.